Hi, hello, and welcome to Cinema Express. My name is Ram Venkateshwar. Today we have with us actor Krithi Shetty to talk about her latest film, The Warrior. Hi, Krithi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too.
Lovely. So, my first question would be: your life has changed drastically in the last 1 year, right? Ever since Uppena came out.
2 years actually.
2 years.
Ever since Uppena started.
How has the last 1 year been like for you?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I mean, I've grown so much as an actor, as a person. So definitely there's a lot of change in me and it's all good. And I only see positive things actually. So it's been wonderful.
So wherever you go, people recognize you now, right? You obviously have a great social media traction. Is it a little overwhelming at times?
Well, it's surreal, but I'm really grateful for all the love and support I've been receiving actually, because it doesn't happen to everyone.
Right.
And I mean, people spending their precious time on me, I feel like it's a really big thing and I'm thankful to them for that.
So when Uppana started, were you scared as an actor? Like, were you nervous about the language, about the culture that you were representing?
Well, the first day when I went for Uppina, I really didn't know it was for a film and I didn't have that much of knowledge about it.
Right.
So I just went in, I met DSP sir, Bucci sir, and Sukumar sir.
This is for the auditions here.
Yeah, like just to meet the team.
Okay.
So, Bucci sir, he was the first one to see me out of all three of them. And DSP sir is the one who told them to get connected to me because one day they video called me and they were in the studio, like in DSP sir's studio. So
Okay.
he saw me and he was the one who reminded them of me. So he selected me in a way. And when I came there, they were so confident about me that I was like, whatever it is, I can do it. I mean, I didn't know at that point.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, this confidence is nice. I think I can do this. And well, I never felt underconfident or insecure about anything. I think the team was very helpful and they were very nice to me. Yeah, very professional.
So did you watch Uppana in a theater?
In the theater, yeah, I watched it in a single screen theater and it was a second weekend, I think, because the first week I was shooting for another film. So I didn't get to watch it. And then we were like on a promotional tour.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to watch it in the theater. I really wanted to watch it on the first day, but I missed it. So on the second weekend, I went to a single screen theater and I was shocked by the response because everybody, they knew the dialogues because whenever a scene would start, they would laugh.
Right.
So I know that they know what's going to come and then some people would say the dialogues. And it was crazy to me how they were whistling and they didn't know I was there because I was like fully covered. And that to me, like, it's like a euphoria that you feel, right? So my audience were the cause of my euphoria.
So if we talk three films in which you starred as a female lead released so far, let's talk about each film. Like Uppana was your baby step. Shyam Singh or Roy, how was that experience? I mean, like, what did you learn from each of these films? That's what I would like to.
Well, I mean, Uppana, I mean, I think a lot of people like typecasted me as the girl who could only play those traditional roles.
Yeah.
And well, I know for a fact that a lot of people didn't get why, like, everybody was talking about me or like everybody liked me so much. A lot of people didn't get that. So, I mean, they would say, oh, she can only do these kind of roles. But I really wanted to do something different that the audience will accept in a new way. So, I wanted to do Shyam Singh Roy so that it can be a complete contrast to show I can do both. And if I do something like Uppina again, which are actually the kind of scripts I received after Uppina's songs released. So, I thought, if I do this, what will be the learning experience for me? Because it's going to be very similar. So what will I get to learn from this experience? And in your first year, your experience is very important.
Right.
So I was like, if there's nothing is going to change, why should I do this? Like, why should people come to see me if it's the same?
If you're playing the same role again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when I did Shyam Singh Roy, I didn't at that point when I signed it, Uppina didn't release.
Right. Yeah.
And after it released, I felt like I had a responsibility. Like I didn't know if people would actually accept me in like a modern, a very like contemporary role. So when they did, I was so happy, and the way they received it, I felt like I could connect to a new set of audience that I didn't before, which I was very happy about. And Bangarraju, I got to explore like the comedy timing part
Yeah.
that there is.
Yeah.
So that was interesting for me because that was actually my 6th film in the order, but it
But the
released
third film that released in
the third film that released. So I had a good grasp over the language, and I felt like at that point I could do that kind of a role. And the director, he was very helpful, Kalyan sir. So I could pull it off, and people liked it. Like every time they talk about that film, they talk about me, which I feel
comic time.
happy about, like the comic timing. And that also, I think after 2 weeks, I saw it in the theater. With, I mean, like 90% of the theater was full, and when my introduction scene came, and then it was like a funny thing, no?
Yeah.
So people were laughing, and in multiplexes, you rarely see people laugh.
Right,
I've hardly seen people laugh because they think so much before laughing.
Yeah.
So I feel like, oh, why isn't everyone laughing? But they laughed, and I was like, oh, in
Relieved
multiplex.
that you won finally. As
Yeah.
Superb. So have the kind of scripts that you received now, have they changed after, Shyam Singh Roy and Bangarraju?
Well, even Warriorr, actually, I signed before before Shyam Singh Roy released. Actually, I signed it before, I think 1 week before, or exactly 1 week after Upena released.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember actually.
Okay.
So that I have to thank the directors for trusting me so much, and because it's their baby, right? So they select the best people for it, and to be confident enough to like select a newcomer, that I think for them also it's not easy. But then I really am happy about the way they trusted me with it, and they were never underconfident, and they were always so sure that I was like, yes, I'm going to do this better. So I think even after, I've received a lot of different kinds of roles. So I've been very lucky with that actually. So I think I owe it to the directors, because without them I wouldn't be able to show versatility. Yeah.
So now I was talking to Ram just a few minutes back, and he told me how it could be challenging at times when he had to do the same scene twice. Once in Tamil, once in Telugu. He even shared a funny scene, a single shot where he had to break a glass and it took. So how was that process for you, like doing?
Well, as much as Ram, I didn't really have like dialogues in both the languages. Only if it was necessary, they made me do it, because they felt like it's easier to match my lips with Tamil also. They were always checking that.
Okay.
So only in some places I did the Tamil version also. But I mean, because even Telugu was a new language to me initially. And it's not like Tamil is a foreign language to me. My mom knows it, mom know it. Like, they can read, write it actually.
She studied in Coimbatore, right?
Yeah, she studied in Coimbatore. So, I've heard it before, and I wanted to learn it for a long time because I've admired so many Tamil actors and Tamil cinema. But they didn't teach me because it was a secret language between them. So, I think that was a very selfish reason. But now that I'm learning, it was not that difficult for me to grasp. And I felt happy that I'm learning a new language again, so I get to connect with so many more people.
How are you learning languages? Like, I was talking to Karthikeya, the Telugu actor once, who did Valimai, and he said he had seen a lot of dubbed Tamil films, so he would go watch the original films in Tamil. So because he already knew the dialogues, when he watched the film in Tamil, he would understand the line in Tamil. So that was one thing he said. What are you doing to learn language?
For me, I mean, regardless of whether I have Tamil dialogues or not, I ask for the like Tamil version also. I mean, now that I'm doing a straight Tamil film with Surya sir, which is definitely in Tamil, I ask for the dialogues before, and I write down each and every word.
Okay.
And I write down the words' meanings. Because anyways, I have to learn it, and I have to know the exact pauses I need to make, and like where I need to emphasize. You need to be expressive with your voice also. So that's how I learn actually on set. And when I go back home, I watch a lot of Tamil films. Like right now, I'm watching a lot of Tamil films so that I can grasp the language easily.
So when you get offered a role, like say, we don't know much about the Bala Surya film, but I'm assuming from Bala's filmography that it will be something that will be rooted in milieu. Like Bangarraju, which was again a rural, which again had a rural backdrop, or Uppena, which obviously had, for Uppena, that beach, that landscape was very vital, right? That
Yeah, for
landscape
sure,
was very
for
vital. So how do you try to understand the culture? Like, do you do homework about the people, the
For
slang?
sure. For
Okay.
sure. I mean, well, Bala sir, he's like, everybody knows how particular and how perfect he is, right? So he was like, I'll tell you about the slang. So I love it when people give me things in detail because I love going into that detail regardless of them. Like, because not every director wants to have a backstory for their character, but I like to because it's like a part of my process. So he actually gave me like a good backstory to it. But otherwise, also, I love doing my research and my homework because I feel like it's very necessary for, like, it's like my method.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is that research or that homework like?
It's basically, I mean, if it's a particular area and films have been shot about it,
Okay.
so I go see that. Or, like, you can always find videos on YouTube about
Right.
those areas. You can see how people are and how they talk. And for Upana, they like actually I felt like watching Rangasthalam because
Yeah.
we even the director Butchi sir, he was from Sukmar sir's team.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it was gonna have a similar making. So I think that actually really helped me to understand Telugu culture in general. And then as we were shooting, I got to know about the culture because we were in Kakinada, in Uppada for so long that I could see it around me.
Now, coming back to Warrior, tell us a little bit about Whistle Mahalakshmi.
Vissal Mahalakshmi, I think, actually in Tamil and Telugu, which I didn't expect it to be from both languages, whenever a poster or song or like trailer, teaser, glimpse, anything that released, it had such a positive response. And to this character, which is going to be very lovable to see on screen, because even when I heard it, like heard the story, it was very connectable to me. And I think that's how Linguswamy sir's like heroine characters are.
Okay.
He designs it very well and in a way that the audience can always connect to the girl and like remember the girl.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard it, I could connect to it, and I could see that even people, they're connecting to this Whistle RJ, this cute, like energetic character. So I mean, I'm very excited to see how people are going to react to the whole thing because she's like a bubble, like
Explode.
yeah, she'll explode. So
Now, acting is basically 80% of acting is reacting, right? You react to your co-star. You're as good as your co-star. Whom you are facing matters a lot. And obviously, you faced the Vijay Sethupathi in your first scene, and even you had that whole monologue towards the climax. I'm sure that must have been really challenging for you. Now, when you are, acting alongside somebody like Ram, so who's been like in the industry for 16, 17 years, has done more than a dozen films. So, does it add to your challenge? Do you get nervous, or does it makes you like? How does that feel? Does it become more challenging to you?
well, I don't see it that way because if I saw it as a challenge, that means if it's, that would be if we were competing.
Right.
And I don't see it as competition because it's our film. So we have to do our role in it. And definitely, like, I always try to learn something from everyone I work with because I acknowledge the fact that they have so much more experience than me. Which for me is a big plus because I can learn so many things from everybody around me.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
everybody is so experienced. And I love learning new things because I feel like being so young and being like less experienced, I don't see it as lacking, but I definitely have lesser knowledge than they do, like much lesser. So I try to take it in a positive way and try to grasp something like from Ram. Working with him, I realized how much I like acting myself also.
Okay.
because he is fresh. When he comes in the morning, he's fresh. Till evening, he's always fresh, and because he loves what he's doing. And when we were promoting, I realized how much he loves it, and that's why he never gets tired. And that's how I realized even I love what I'm doing. That's why no matter what the scene is, no matter how difficult or how challenging the scene is, when I come back home, I can like dance or I can do anything just like any other day, because mentally I'm so happy. I mean, I'm so happy that I'm here, that I'm acting, that I get to connect with so many people. So,
Lovely. So, with your 6 or 7 films that you have done so far, are you now growing more confident with each film?
definitely, I think Bangarraju was a big plus in that, because that Sarpanch character, I think I had to let loose of everything and then just be that confident in public. And then a lot of it, which didn't make it to the film, was actually also, it had a lot of comedy that I was supposed to do in front of so many people.
Wow.
And then the speeches that I gave were actually in front of a crowd. And we were shooting in Mysore, some bit. And there were so many people, and it was my introduction scene. I come on a bullock cart, I have to do all this, all that. I think I started opening up, and one day I realized that I just did the scene, and it came exactly the way I thought it would. And I didn't even feel like, I didn't feel
The anxiety.
the anxiety that you have in front of a crowd, because I was totally in that character. And when I saw that scene's edit, that's when I realized that, oh damn, this character,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it made me lose everything of Krithi, and then I could just become Sarpanch Nagalakshmi.
Now you're doing a film with Indraganti Mohan Krishna, right? And
Yeah.
he is one of my personal favorite filmmakers. He's known for writing beautiful female characters.
For sure.
So tell us a little bit about that film and how was it working with him?
Well, I think that was my happiest experience, because Mohan sir, I think he's a sweetheart. And I can't wait for when the film comes out and people watch it. And because in Telugu, a lot of people use the word simply superb. So that's what I felt about my experience. And when I watched that film, that's what I feel like saying. That it touched my heart in a way, the story, my role, and like the experience of working with him, that I just feel like it was simply superb.
Superb. On that note, I'm waiting for that film too. And all the best for Warrior. Thank you for the lovely conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Amazing talking to you.